So you're thinking about relocating to Gulf Breeze, Florida, but you actually have no idea where Gulf Breeze is because when you pull it up on a map, it doesn't really show you exactly where Gulf Breeze is. Is Tiger Point part of Gulf Breeze? Is Woodlawn Beach? Is Oriole Beach? Where is Gulf Breeze? So today we're diving into what it's like to live in Gulf Breeze, whether you're considering moving here or just curious about really what this little beautiful coastal town is like. We've got you covered. We're actually going to pull up a map. Let's jump in. This is Gulf Breeze. So here's Pensacola. So Gulf Breeze is over the 3 Mile Bridge. This is the Pensacola Bay. Puts you into Gulf Breeze proper, okay? Now, this is what I was talking about. Where is Gulf Breeze? Because when you pull it up on the map, Gulf Breeze comes right here, which is Gulf Breeze proper. But actually, if you live all the way down here, all the way to Navarre, it's still considered Gulf Breeze. So let's dive deep into what it's like to be in Gulf Breeze. Remember, if you are looking to relocate to the area, we would love an opportunity to answer any questions that you have. Make sure you shoot me a text, call me, comment, do whatever, 850-637-8622. As you can see, it's kind of a peninsula, like our beach is a barrier island. It's kind of the same thing. You've heard me talk about kind of the cons of living in Gulf Breeze. As you can see, you have only a couple ways to get into Gulf Breeze. So like when the bridge got knocked out from Hurricane Sally, everybody that lived in Gulf Breeze had to, and if they wanted to get into Pensacola, had to come down here 98 and come up Garcon Point through Milton and all the way around. So that's probably one of the biggest cons about living in Gulf Breeze, but besides that, it's a great place. Let's talk about Gulf Breeze proper first. Gulf Breeze proper, this is right here. Now, if you live in Gulf Breeze, you either live in proper or you live down the highway. And you don't say Gulf Breeze proper, you say proper. So let's check this out. So Gulf Breeze proper, one of the things that we do is we live up here, and this is where we put our boat at. You can see my house is right here. We put our boat in at Bayview Park, and we come through Bayou Tahar, come through here, out into the bay, and we take the boat a lot of times over here to Dead Man's Island. Dead Man's Island's awesome. A lot of people think there's a couple different stories behind Dead Man's Island. People said, oh, there was a hotel there. That's where they brought sailors to die. It was actually something about Dead Man's Anchors, exactly how it got its name. But we love coming here. There's just a lot of beach. It doesn't really get that packed, and it's not that bad of a drive. So if it's really choppy, you can go hang out there. But it's really, really chill. The kids can, kind of walk around. They got right here, you could see this little line here. They got little barriers here with oysters and oyster reefs. So the boys will throw out their fishing rods and catch fish. Come over, you bring the dog and the dog can run around and things like that, which is really cool. But that's Dead Man's Island. And then, you could actually take the boat up in here into the little bayou and come down here, and you got houses along the water in here, which are really, really pretty. And you can come into this one as well. Come in here and do some fishing, some redfish, trout, things like that. Now, here's the 3 Mile Bridge. So when you get off, one of the best Thai food places, I've done videos on it before, is right here, Thai 54. They're actually closed right now. Happy New Year, by the way, everybody. But they're closed right now for doing some remodeling. But one of our favorites, I can't wait for it to reopen. But you also got Lilo's, and you got this little Quality Inn. So little hotel right there, right off the bridge. There used to be the Bridge Bar that was right here, but they closed down. So here along Gulf Breeze proper is really just the city limits of Gulf Breeze. Real estate goes 500 up to multi millions. We get a lot of calls from people. What is Gulf Breeze like? If you'd like to have a little tour, if you'd like to see some more properties, we definitely love helping people from YouTube or anywhere, but relocate. But I want you to know what it's like to live in this area, because if you are moving, I get a lot of people, they might be doctors or they work in Pensacola. What's the drive like, right? And they say Gulf Breeze. Well, you might find an address down here, and if you're working in Pensacola, that's a pretty far drive. So Gulf Breeze proper, here you have a little Walmart neighborhoods market, which is great. Kriya actually drives over here to do grocery shopping quite a bit. And then you have a Publix. If you saw, I did a video on Hot Works. Kriya just got me to do a hot stretch at Hot Works, and man, it was legit. It feels so good to stretch, but then to get in these infrared saunas and stretch feels really good. It's in Gulf Breeze. That's over here, but you also have the Gulf Breeze schools. Now, the cool thing is, if you are zoned for the Gulf Breeze schools, you have the elementary school, middle school, high school, all connected to each other, which is pretty neat. So if your kids start at the elementary school, all they do is they still go to the same location, just a couple another building down, and then from the middle school to the high school, which is cool. But you also have, obviously, people got to know where Chick-fil-A is. So you got Chick-fil-A there, right there at Fairpoint in 98. And just so you know, people don't call this Gulf Breeze Parkway. Just call it 98. You also got some great little extra restaurants and pizza joints, Rotello's. They actually just opened up not too long ago, opened up a little gymnastics place. Panhandle Gymnastics. My nephew's going there, which is cool. I've never eaten this Cantonese place. Probably pretty good. So one of the cool things I love about Gulf Breeze proper is the rec center. Okay. If you can see here, you have baseball fields. This is actually the Gulf Breeze football field. That's an extra field there. You got tennis courts. You got a little skate park right here. That's a little skate park. Got some extra basketball, tons of tennis courts. But this big rec center, they do tons of stuff, not only for kids, but also like if you're young and retired, whatever, and you need some things to do, they do a lot of different events, in here. So if you're in the area, definitely check that out. But as you can see, lots of great sporting stuff. They got a disc golf course throughout here. And on this hole right here is actually kind of cool. You actually toss your disc onto this little island, which is cool. And then you got Shoreline Park. Shoreline Park, you got there's pavilions. There's also boat ramps, as you can see here. You can go and hang out. They got like a little thing here that kind of for swimmers, so the kids can come and swim and hang out, which is cool. Look at all the trees. Tons and tons of trees, which is pretty cool. Gulf Breeze proper is really, really a major family community. A lot of walking, a lot of kids, but also beautiful real estate. My brother and sister-in-law live right over here. And we got friends that are down here in Deer Point. This house right here is pretty cool. It won't let me get all the way in, but it's all made out of glass. And from what I've been told, it was the person that designed the garage door opener, but it's all glass. And supposedly when the first hurricane came, he made the architects and whatnot come stay in the house. I was like, look, you say this will withhold 170, 180 mile winds, you're staying in the house with me. So if you are learning and wanting to know more about the area, make sure you tune in. On Wednesdays, we are dropping new videos of what it's like to eat, sleep, vacation, whatever along the Panhandle from Pensacola over to Navarre. If you live in Pensacola, no matter where if you put your boat over here, put your boat in the water over here at the Navy Point. But if, like for us, when we take the boat, if we want to go to Paradise or something like that, you come all the way around this tip and then you would come over, right? Or you want to go to Peg Legs, or if you want to get out to the Gulf, you're coming all the way through here out into the pass and going that route. Now, sometimes people might want to drive their boat or they might want to trailer their boat over to shoreline, put your boat in the water so you're not as far of a drive. You also got Whataburger. You got some really cool little townhouses and condos along right here. You got the Santa Rosa Yacht Club, marina, things like that. They got a little theater right over here. There's a YMCA. That's right over here. You got Gulf Breeze Hospital. You got Andrews Institute is over here as well. Gulf Breeze Bait and Tackle. Taco Rock's good. Yeah, they got a Waffle House. Waffle House is right here. They just redid that, which is cool. First Watch Breakfast. You got a Chipotle. So that is Gulf Breeze proper for you. Now you have all this naval live oaks that separate Gulf Breeze proper from the rest of Gulf Breeze. This is really, really neat. All live oaks. You can come over here. There's spots that you can come. There's all these different little trails that you can walk through here. Let's see if we can get in there. Tons and tons of all these little trails. And then, look, here's another little picnic area. So you can come in here. You can actually park here. So if you do this, if you park along 98, there's like a couple little spots, but you can pull into here and there's a parking lot. And you can come out to the beach. Really, really cool. Just walk for miles, and you're not going to have the amount of people that you would if you're on the beach. But if you come down this way, this is considered down the highway. All right, so this is down the highway. Yes, this is still Gulf Breeze, even though you see the map here shows it's not Gulf Breeze. Okay, if you Google Gulf Breeze, this is what it pulls up. But if you come down 98 all the way down here, it's still Gulf Breeze. Your address on USPS is still Gulf Breeze, but this is considered down the highway. Now, still great, but where do your kids want to go to school? Where are you working at, etc.? Right? Because you have Oriole Beach Elementary, but your kids will still go to Gulf Breeze High School. You got a lot of different little restaurants, not as many as, people would like. But like you've heard me say, when you get down here, there's not that much, right? You got a Winn-Dixie, there's a Walmart. Besides that, there's nothing else. So this is still Gulf Breeze, even though it says Tiger Point or Woodlawn Beach or Midway, it's going to be Gulf Breeze all the way to Navarre. Okay. Now, what is it like to live around this area? This is the north side. So you got the bay, right? And then this is, people call it the intercoastal, this is kind of the spot in between Pensacola Beach, Navarre Beach, and Navarre and Gulf Breeze. But then this is your Pensacola Bay. Brings you up into Escambia County Bay, Blackwater Bay, okay? But the intercoastal here, you can take this intercoastal all the way down to Destin, all the way down. You can see that goes all the way. So if you wanted to come down to Crab Island, that's this. So you could actually take the boat all the way down to Crab Island. We're not getting in that today. But so you got Gulf Breeze here. You got multiple boat ramps. You have Tiger Point Golf Course, which is awesome. They actually just redid the Tiger Point Golf Club, that new restaurant. They've really put in a lot of money into that. So it looks really, really nice. A lot of the course actually started kind of getting run down. I believe there's still 9 or 18 holes that aren't being used. I know the high schools were using it for track or like long distance running. But if you like to live over here, you could walk tons and tons. I mean, and look at these areas, right? I mean, if you live over here, Villa Venice, all these little areas that are on the water here, they have little bayous, right? Little canals that you can live on. So you can live on the water, and a lot of times, a lot of these are going to be deep water. So you might have little bit of a bigger boat they can get into, but then it's just going to put you right into the intercoastal, which is really, really nice. Okay. But that's the cool thing about Gulf Breeze. is that you have all these little canals that you can get into. Houses are, depends on, but you're kind of the same price point, unless you get into something, newer construction, like in a subdivision or something like that. But you're still going to be, in the fives to $1 million, unless you're right on the water here. You'll be multi-millions. Let's see, Mariachi's Mexican food's really, really good. Cool little spot. But as you can see, there's not that much room for them to start building a bunch of stuff along Gulf Breeze, right? Let me check this out. Look how cool this is. So you come up here on the Coral Strip, you got the Polynesian Isle, all these little canals that you could live on the water, which is pretty neat. And then like these ones will dump you out into the bay, right? And then, you got lots of great little fishing all along here, which is really cool. But they're building stuff. This Walmart, you also got a Lowe's, you got Publix, Rio Bravo, Starbucks, Zaxby's. There's a Rock and Roll Sushi right here, Sweet Frog. You got Tiger Point, kind of rec center, baseball fields, soccer fields. As you can see, that lots of fields here. That's going to be your main kind of public spot that kids are playing sports at, is the Tiger Point Sports Center there. But as you can see, a lot of these homes are just kind of tucked away. A lot more neighborhoods in Gulf Breeze than you see like in Pensacola. As you can see, a lot more kind of community style, subdivision style homes than you're going to see in Pensacola. A lot more water, so that is one thing that people, talk about. You either want to be by water or you want to be as far away from water as possible. But if you don't mind being by the water, Gulf Breeze is a great place. If you don't mind not having all the shopping amenities and shopping things available, Gulf Breeze is great. Now, if you come down here, look, you got Woodlawn Beach. Okay, still going to Gulf Breeze High School, unless you want to try to come to Navarre High School. But Gulf Breeze Zoo, beautiful, so much fun, such a cool little place. One thing I love about when you drive along 98 here is you can see the giraffes. They're right along the street, so you can see them. You see their heads popped up. It's really cool. But so if you come down here now, you get into East Bay Boulevard, which was right here, right? So here's East Bay Boulevard. It's going to bring you all the way around to 87. Okay, and then down, and then back to 98. So East Bay Boulevard, that's going to bring you to the top of Navarre. So this is Navarre. And that's going to bring you the only other way to get out of. So if something was to happen, right, and the 3 Mile Bridge was down, everybody was coming along Garcon Point. Well, there was a lot of times where this was so packed, people just came all the way down to 87 and went all the way up. But as you can see, it's so much farther to get into Pensacola. But one thing I just love about this whole area is all the trees, tons and tons of trees, a lot of natural topography, and all that kind of stuff, which is really, really nice. A lot of properties along the water. As you can see, lots of docks. Soundside Drive, really popular. Brings you all the way down here. Sable Palm, this was a newer community a couple years ago. DSLD. Let's see if I can put my little guy here. Boop. Really pretty homes, really pretty community. Grand Point, really pretty area, really pretty homes, well-established neighborhood, larger lots, 600,000-700,000, as you can see. Really, really pretty. All right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. And if you have any questions, make sure you hit us up. Have a good one. Thanks.